Good morning. So let's start talking about the new phase of hospitality in the post-pandemic period, this new era as it was defined. Good morning. I'm very happy to be here and to have the opportunity of participating to this edition of BTO in Florence. Italy is one of the countries that I really love, and I hope I'll be able to be with you next year, face to face in real life, not on Zoom, so that we'll be able to spend some life together. And I'd like to send a special thought to the teams that I will meet next week in Milan. I'm really honored to open this new session with a strategic perspective on the post-COVID era challenges. Thank you very much for your attention, and please prepare your questions.
For you. Can you hear me well?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to take this 10 minutes to share with you what we are observing at Accor with the impact of the COVID pandemic on our hospitality industry. Long story short, talking about Southern Europe, Accor is a worldwide hospitality company present in 110 countries with over 5,200 hotels. And Southern Europe is including France, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Greece, Malta, Israel. It's almost a quarter of the P&L of the group. And we are still opening, in spite of the crisis, a hotel every 4 days. Accor has massively changed its face during the past years, and it hasn't waited for the COVID to happen to reinvent itself. So I don't know if you really know Accor, but usually people think that Accor is Ibis, Novotel, Mercure, Sofitel. It's far more than that. And we moved from 13 brands to over 40 brands, talking about augmented hospitality with Mama Shelter. Abbiamo aperto a Roma un Mama Shelter a few weeks ago. Fast Booking, which is digital solution. Joe & Joe, One Fan Stay, Banyan Tree, 25 Hours, Fairmont, Raffle, Swiss Hotel, Le Royal Monceau à Paris G is an Accor property, Waju in China, but also Orient Express, great perspective of development of this iconic brand in Italy, Paris Society about restaurants, nightlife and entertainment, Rixos, Hotel Chabot about food and beverage, but also 21C about cultural museum in the United States, Mövenpick, Mantis, Ecolodge, fabulous Ecolodge in Africa, Tribe, Wojo about co-working services, and also lifestyle with SVE, Delano High, Mondrian, SLS from America. And recently we just launched our ultra-luxury boutique hotel, Emblems, and we built our Ennismore business unit around lifestyle. So I don't know if you were aware, but Accor ecosystem is a full range of brands diversifying massively our brand's portfolio to meet the guest expectations. After and before COVID, what really changed and what happened, which was really new for all of us? I'm going to share with you just 8 highlights, 8 takeaways, which may echo with you, I hope, but which I've been personally observing as the CEO of this Southern European zone. The first observation is a need for health reassurance. If you had asked me at the end of 2019, we were about to launch our new loyalty program, which will be the new guest expectation, I would never have guessed it will be health reassurance. Nevertheless, today, clients, colleagues are highly asking for health reassurance on B2C as well as on B2B. If you think about MICE new dynamic, people are constantly asking us if we do have a reassurance on sanitary protocols in our hotels. Therefore, we've been designing a all safe label certified by third parties, such as Bureau Veritas or SGS. And we have 100% hotels in Southern Europe implementing a very strict sanitary protocol. If you want business to come back, if you want MICE to come back, if you want seminars to come back, you have to make sure you meet the new expectation of health reassurance. The second trend which has been observed, to my view, is flexibility. In a world of uncertainty and volatility, and you heard about what happened in Australia. A few days ago, Australia went back to lockdown. We are still in a very volatile environment, unfortunately, with a fear of a fifth wave. So everything has to remain flexible. As long as we won't have the certainty that we have fully overcome this pandemic, we will need flexibility. Flexibility in bookings, flexibility in our commercial terms, flexibility in cancellation terms for our guests. Digitalization and hybridization, I will have a focus on this, is clearly a trend which has been accelerated with the COVID and which will remain. Personalization and experiences, here again, deep acceleration. The fifth observation is about rise of food and beverage and holistic wellness. COVID has been like an eye-opener for many people. Many people do want to better take care of themselves. They want a more balanced life. They even quitted their job because they don't want to work the way they did before. The clientele, the guests are still more local, more domestic, and they are really looking for services around food and beverage and wellness, taking care of themselves, boosting their energy, eating in a better way, being more connected to nature and environment. So everything which is going to be around food and beverage and wellness services will clearly increase and become more and more important in our hotels' P&L. Sixth observation in the COVID and post-COVID era is need for a purpose. People, talents, clients will choose us because we do embody values. We do have a purpose. We do stand for something. So more than ever, and I will get back to it, we need to embody a strong ESG commitment and a purpose of travel. Seventh observation, I guess you are all facing the same challenge. We are facing, especially in France, a huge labor shortage. People want to better understand what hospitality stands for, and we need to be really much more dynamic on the richness of our business, the diversity of careers opportunities, the possibility in the hospitality industry to have very different positions, very interesting in different countries. The perception of industry is not good enough, and we need to boost it to be able to attract and retain talents. And last but not least, and it will be my final word, I would like to share with you an observation about the management and the role of our leaders in this crisis hybrid era. So now if we deep dive on digitalization and hybridization, we had already faced a massive digitalization of the hospitality industry during the past years with the intermediation of the value chain, some third parts such as Booking or Expedia, intermediating the relationship with the guest and taking part of our margin. Nevertheless, with the COVID era, all this digitalization dynamic has been massively accelerated in the hotel and accelerated in the business traveling, in the business travel. So in the hotel, We all know about online checking, digital checkout. With all the restaurants closed because of lockdown restrictions, we had to reinvent ourselves and to switch massively on QR code for our menus and our restaurants. And we are now testing Accor keys, i.e. the room. If you want to open your room, you will have the possibility to directly download your key, your digital key on Accor all mobile application. So clear acceleration of digital solution for frictionless experience in hotel. So COVID has accelerated frictionless journey also to reduce the exposure of our guests to the virus. At the same time, digitalization has massively impacted our organization, should it be public or private. And we gain an impressive digital maturity because of COVID. Look at the way we are working. We are all now working also from home. We are all able to use Zoom like today or Teams, even if I'm a strong believer of in-person management, because when you see people, when you interact with them, this is the best way for you to embark your talents. Nevertheless, we learn and we increase collectively, clearly, our digital maturity. On hybridization, business travel has become far more digital and it may last. We designed with Microsoft a new solution called All Connect to allow our business travelers to organize new seminars of tomorrow, combining people attending in person in the hotel and people attending online. We already have 380 hotels equipped with this hybrid meeting solution, and we are pretty sure it's going to be a long-term impact on our B2B segment and corporate travel. Between 10 and 15% of corporate travel won't come back in person. It will remain digitized, and therefore we have to design hybrid solution to still catch this business. On the second focus, I wanted to share with you the need more than ever of personalization, little attentions, which make the DNA of hospitality, and an experiential philosophy. As you may know, we designed a new loyalty program at the end of 2019 after 3 years of deep hard work, and we launched it in 2020. The loyalty program's name is All Accor Live Limitless, and it has been recently rewarded by frequent travelers as our best loyalty program in Europe, which is a huge pride for us. And the philosophy of All is around experiences, philosophy, and our guest passions. So what we decided is we need to have a loyalty program which is liquid through frequency of usage, capacity to burn your points in your daily usage, to boost your stay with vouchers to allow you to have a suite, to use your points around food and beverage or wellness experiences, or to use your points around your passions, around money can buy experiences. And we also organized this year events around entertainment, food, and sport, which are clearly the three passions which have been identified as the three key expectations of our guests on top of improving their stay. So we organized some concert with Amir singer in Pullman. We organized some great gastronomy and wellness experiences. And for instance, at Fairmont Monte Carlo, a e-formula moment for most loyal members, and they loved it. So make sure that in your hospitality industry, you create something which is emotional, not just transactional, because emotion will be more than ever the key of authenticity, making people come back in your hotel. The third focus I wanted to share with you is about commitment. More than ever, we need to embody a purpose, a reason why. And I'm sure, I do have this deep conviction that people which choose our companies for the values they do embody and for their actions, their tangible, concrete actions. So to us, ESG is three things. The first thing is about environment, but not only. So at Accor, we are clearly committing to a healthy and sustainable food in hotels. In France, we are facing a very demanding regulation with the clear end period of single-use plastic by the end of 2022, and the commitment to reduce carbon emission and to be net zero carbon by 2050 for the entire group. So it's really about protecting the planet, protecting our environment, and switching the perception of hospitality as an aggressive industry for the environment to a sustainable, responsible industry. The second pillar of ESG commitment is about diversity. I'm a strong believer of diversity as a key lever of collective performance. My best teams are diverse, men and women, junior and senior, and all different cultural backgrounds. Trust me, when you are facing a challenge of any issue, if you do have around you great talents and diverse ones, there is no single problem that can't find a solution. So I created, with the support of Sébastien Bazin 3 years ago, the RISE network. It's an internal network at Accor promoting diversity as a key lever of collective performance around transmission, empowerment, and fighting against any kind of sexism, discrimination, and violence. It's nice to have this kind of network. It makes you feel good and look good. But we are not talking about that. We are talking about concrete KPIs. So our target is to reach 40% of women at ExCom group level, 40% of hotel managers in each hub, and we do have 8 regional hubs, and 45% of women in hotels. We have already today in Southern Europe 41% of women being general managers, and we will push these figures without waiting for any law. The third pillar of our ESG strategy is solidarity. What we observed with COVID crisis is that we can't let just the governments face the crisis. It's been so violent that we needed everybody's energy to overcome this drama. So we decided to commit and to help as much as we could, even if our industry just seemed almost destroyed. Everyone was scared. Borders were closed. Travel business was deeply digitized, as if the 3 core conditions, the 3 core fundamentals of hospitality has disappeared. Nevertheless, we decided to still stick to our DNA, which is about care and welcoming people. And so we designed the whole artist fund, allocating 17 million euros to support our people in the hotel who might not have the same chance as in Europe around social or medical insurance. In France, we gave at a very cheap, low price with our partners over 1 million rooms of our network to welcome fragile people like women victims of violence, homeless people, medical staff during the first lockdown, just to help, to try to contribute to overcome the crisis. And we do have a strong solidarity foundation to really try to give back. And I do believe that this ESG commitment has become more important than ever, precisely because of the COVID shock, which pushes us to ask ourselves, what do I stand for? Is there a purpose in my personal life? Is there a purpose in my professional choices? And our talents will also choose us for this real authenticity around ESG. The fourth, just an illustration, just an example. I'm trying to, okay, I know it's the sound of I'm over. Okay, I'm rushing. I just wanted to share with you a new brand, which is a sustainable brand we just launched. Its name is Grit, and it's all about second chance products. The refurbishment of the hotel.
Hello?
Yeah?
Hello?
Yeah?
Hi, Maud. Nice to meet you. I don't know if you see me. We are, unfortunately,
No.
the time is. Can you see me? Can you hear me? You cannot see me, but maybe you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. I have to end up. Okay.
Yeah, it's really great what you're doing with diversity, with inclusion, with charity, with support, and it really shows that a big group can have a heart, a marketing and a heart inside for the relaunch, in a market which is about relation. So here we go. Hi. So I'm very, very happy to have you here. I think it's a big gift to thank Accor Italy, thank Accor International. Maud Belli is one of the most influential voices in the hospitality, international hospitality, and we are really honored to have you here. You mentioned one of the points of your presentation is about the pressure in the labor market, so the difficulty to find qualified staff and people to work on Accor, and here it's a topic that we're gonna talk about during these days. So I wanted to ask you, how are you dealing with that, with this lack of staff, lack of qualified people? What are you doing as Accor?
I think we have to own this topic and not just governments deal with that by increasing the salary in each industries. I mean, it's our responsibility, our duty to convince the talents of tomorrow to join us. So long story short, after having worked on it during the summer, we designed a dedicated action plan for Southern Europe at Accor with many pillars. Among these pillars, we are going to complete, revamp our recruitment processes, being inspired by the best-in-class, benchmark. We are going to better communicate about Accor and the field of careers possibilities which are offered to the people. We are going to pitch the students in schools, in high schools, and even before, to increase the perception and the notoriety, the fame of Accor. And I'm about to launch a communication campaign, but a very pragmatic one, showing people of Accor testimonying about where they're coming from, their career journey, and their passion about our industry. People have a wrong perception of the hospitality industry. They think it's just painful and unpaid. It's not the case. Of course, we may improve many things because we can always do better, but I can tell you that it's an industry of passion, of commitment, with the field of promotion and evolution I've never seen anywhere else. So communication, training, pitching, recruitment process, and also making sure we do retain our talent. Once you have recruited someone, the biggest challenge is to retain the person. So we will have great action with our HR department on retention programs and talent programs.
Thank you, Maud. I think human is also about resources. Hospitality is mainly about resources, and it's one of the points we are going to talk during hospitality about over these days. Thanks a lot for being with us. It was really, really an honor. Hope to see you soon in Italy in some other events. Thank you.